Hey everyone, this is Bob, and for today I prepared a project breakdown for you. This is my tune called Cravings, which has been released a couple of weeks ago on Hospital Records, and which is part of my forthcoming EP called Hypnotics. And yeah, I will just show you the project, walk you through my creation process of this tune, and show you my techniques I used in this project. This is how it sounds. So yeah, pretty minimalistic, repetitive kind of vibe. Quite micro-funky. So it all started from this sequence. And as you can hear, it's just really repetitive. It's short sequence, and I've made it using Minilogue. And just for some time, I had like a special place for my Minilogue and some effects and tape recorder. And whenever I had a free evening or free time, I just sat down there and was like tried to come up with a just nice sound and experiment with it. So it became kind of like a meditative process, and I recorded some of the experimentation and sequences on a tape, and then I used it as a like sample source for this tune and for some others. So if we will look into this folder, I have some recordings from the tape. So it's different sequences and ideas. So yeah, some of those I actually used in my another recent release called Mornings Are Overrated. It's an ambient release. So yeah, most of these sequences, yeah, it's just me on my free time experimenting with Minilogue, Microcosm, and tape recorder. Most of them have been recorded like just without thinking too much, to be honest. So for this tune I used this sequence. Again, you can hear the tape, like worn out tape sound, as I just used old tapes I had. So all those imperfections I kind of saved and tried to show them in the tune. So these are just cuts from this long file, and I will show you the preset later in this video. So actually, let me show you the preset real quick. So it's from Minilogue, and it's basically two pulse oscillators, and one of them is 700 semitones higher, so it's the perfect fifth. Their volumes are on the maximum. I also added a bit of noise, and the oscillators are cross-modulate each other just a little bit to add some movement. And there is a modulation on the pulse width, so quite a slow LFO modulating the pulse width, again just to adjust some movement and make it a bit more interesting. And of course we have a filter, it's 4-pole filter with a bit of resonance. The final sequence sounds like that. There is also a delay on this synth, and I recorded a modulation of the time parameter with the sequence. So it has a tiny bit of fluctuation of the time parameter, so it sounds like a pitch fluctuation on the feedback. And I think it's a nice way to add some human touch to the synth. The preset will be available on my Patreon with this video, so if you need one, go and grab there. And here is the parameters if you want to just recreate it by yourself. But for now, yeah, let's check what processing I have on this sequence. So without processing, it sounds like that. Really unstable volume and lots of noise and stuff. And like for example in this cut you can hear more of microcosm effects, lots of delays on the background, as well as in the breakdown. It's a bit more open.
Now it's gone.
And yeah, here like the filter is fully open, so it sounds a bit more full. So yeah, let's check the processing. I will turn off all the processing, so Edison, we don't need that, it's just for recording. So equalizer, just cut the very low frequencies and a bit of noise. Then I have patcher. Let's see what we have here. So basically here I separated left and right channel and put different instances of compressor. So it's compressing left and right channel separately, because it's from tape, and like propouts of volume, they're inconsistent and they are different in both channels. So I decided to compress them separately. Then I have a multiband compressor, kind of OTT style compressor. And as you can hear, I'm not trying to get rid of that noise, tape noise, but I kind of like how it sounds and emphasize it in a way. So I use upward compression to actually bring it up. Then we have Some more equalization and compression. Yeah, just added a bit of mid frequencies, high frequencies, and compression. Sometimes I like to use this Slate Digital plugins and other like analog emulating stuff, just because they can mix a bit of character and like it's really easy to add character using emulators of the analog stuff. Then of course we have Valhalla, my favorite reverb. Then we have another reverb, but I suppose it's probably for the transitions. And we have equalizer. I don't know, it's not doing anything, to be honest. And a bass cut, another one. So this bass cut is actually automated, so I think when it's a breakdown and we don't have a bass, I left the low frequencies on this sequence, and when it drops and the bass is present, I turned up this equalizer. So yeah, sounds like that. Let's move to the drums. So the drums are actually, to be honest, inspired by jungle. There is a stream called Amigo Sampler, or like jungle sketches with Amigo Sampler. I was playing with the Amigo Sampler emulation, created a bunch of jungle sketches, and then from that I kind of step forward and tried to make it not too jungly, if that makes sense. So I was trying to kind of use jungle samples but make it more micro-funky. And I think the main kind of element of the drums is these hi-hats or this percussion. And without processing, it's just a jungle break. Let me find it. So yeah, it's the jungle break. It has that crunchiness because the sample rate is quite low in Amigo Sampler. But then I added one of my favorite plugins. It's called Digitalis. It's basically a digital decoration plugin. So it's bit crushing. And here I'm playing with repeater, but the rate is so high that it just sounds like amplitude modulation or like frequency modulation. So it's just a repeater, but with high numbers. It's yeah, it gives that, you know, texture, and I like it. Really cool plugin, highly recommend to check this one out. And then I have crossbeat to make it shorter, just like kind of gate. Another crossbeat, it's a sidechain to emulate sidechain for the kick drum and snare. Bit of equalization and reverb. Yeah, just short plate reverb. That's it. Let's add some kick and snare. So the kick. Here we go. So yeah, the samples are from my Patreon packs and also from my good friends Ghost Syndicate. Yeah, in terms of like processing, just equalization, a bit of low end and clipper. That's it. Yeah. So we have kind of low layer and high frequency layer. Then I have this kind of snare, really short, equalization, wave shaping to increase the volume, just a bit more limiting and compression, small reverb and delay. And another snare, again short one because I like short sounds, just a bit increasing the volume, yeah, equalization, and this one is actually really what gives this snare uniqueness. It's basically a convolution reverb, but instead of impulse of some kind of room, I used, I think, just noise or something like that. And then here you can automate the volume of the reverb. So you can, go crazy with it. So yeah, I just made it really short at the start, and then gave it a tiny bit of like a bump in volume. So it's, yeah, created that rhythmic element together. And I also have like some blips and blobs here and there, like heads with a bit of reverb. This kind of snare, again, just equalizer, Waveshaper. I use this Waveshaper a lot, just to kind of squash the dynamic of one shot sometimes. So I wanted to record just a quick video and explain how I use Waveshaper, and because it's such a versatile tool and it's really fun to use, to be honest. So what is wave shaping? Is you can change correlation between input and output of the signal. So on the X we have an input signal, and on the Y axis we have an output signal. For example, I can like make a point somewhere here and make a straight line. So what does it mean? It means that everything that goes above this line will be limited, will be basically cut. So it's a clip. Let's see it on a sine wave. We can hear it's just, straight line cutting. I also can make like a soft clip. So just make this clipping a bit more soft, smoother. And yeah, you can create crazy correlation. From distortion to saturation and limiting and stuff like that. But the way I use it is usually on drums and on one shots or on some instruments that I want to be a bit louder, crunchier, just squash dynamic a bit. And it's really, I use it really in a simple way. Just open and turn up rounding, smoothing of the line, so it becomes a bit more round. And we can hear what it will do with our kick. So the quiet parts become louder, the louder parts become quieter. And it also saturates the signal. We can check. So this is sine wave without Waveshaper. So it's just one frequency. But when we add Waveshaper and change the correlation, we can see and hear how harmonics are adding up. And so same with the kick, but because it's a more complex signal, we don't hear it as well as with the sine wave. And then I usually mix it with the original signal as much as I want. So, for example, we can squash the hell out of it and just mix it a little bit to make it louder, a bit more saturated, crunchy, and distorted. Yeah, and for me that really works well with the one-shots and clicks, glitches, everything that I want to be prominent in the mix. Also, I wanted to briefly mention the bipolar mode. You can change it here. And with bipolar mode, you can change correlation between signal separately for the part that above 0 dB and below. So basically, you can, for example, limit the lowest part of the signal and, I don't know, saturate and distort the second half of the signal. So yeah, you can create really interesting type of distortion here. It also has oversampling. I usually don't use it, but it's here in case you need it. And later on in the track we have even more, some drums with the massive reverb. Let me find it. Here we go. So this is original one shots. I kind of saturate them, distort with the rift, then equalize it. Again, we don't need low frequency on these ones. Then again, just turn the volume even more. Really large reverb. In terms of reverb, I really like vintage Verb by Valhalla. Use it a lot, and like my favorite presets I use most often is huge spaces. I mean, most of the time I just pick a preset and tweak some knobs. So this one is tweaked from 84 Huge Synth Hall. Yeah, then I have some equalization and limiter or compression and one more equalizer just to fit it into the mix. Yeah, I should have more breaks, I suppose. Yeah, so this one maybe you can hear it. It's a thing break. Thing break, yes. Just stretched. A bit of distortion, equalization, limiting, and reverb. Sorry about that. It's one of the plugins that I used trial version of. Myth. It's actually has a like 3-month trial version. Yeah, I kind of was trying that. Yeah, it's all different breaks and one shots. That have been processed through Amigo sampler. And later on in the track I have this one. This kind of percussion thing going on. Again, it's jungle break. I believe it's Funky Mule or something like that. I don't know, it's called drum steps here. Just really stretch. Yeah, I think it's Funky Mule. Yeah, and the phase is automated to create this kind of phaser, flanger type of effects, and also this parameter is also automated. So we have that, and show you the processing again. Waveshaper, equalizer, chopping, like yeah, gating, multiband compression, a bit of reverb, really short with equalizer. Now here, I don't remember actually what I did here. Maybe I use it for transitions. So basically I have 3 resonators on that are resonating on different frequencies, so it creates kind of minor or some kind of chord. And I have, but right now it's turned off. It's just for the transition I use it. And yeah, Valhalla reverb. And one more gate type of fix. And all together. Then I have like some breaks, reverb, nothing fancy. Yeah, and this break, I compress hell out of it with the infiltrator. Basically, it's just, you know, really heavy compression and some saturation here. Yeah, because I want to add some dynamic in drums. So because the main drums is quite minimalistic, I wanted to this break be really compressed and high energy. That's it for the drums. Let's check the bassline. Simple 2 notes bassline, but it works. I really like the atmosphere, the vibe that this bassline gives this tune. So it's just like renegade sample. Again, it goes to the Amigo through Amigo sampler, then saturation, just a bit of low mid harmonics, then I cut high frequency noise, then one more saturator, even more distortion. Again, just adding a bit of low end. This is for transitions, and this is for sidechain. So the other thing I wanted to say that these fixes, it's not that I just put them right after making a bassline. They've been added through the process. So like probably I started from just this, I wanted to make it a bit more present on the low mid frequencies. Then I added a rift. Then, because of the high frequency noise, I added an equalizer. Then maybe I tried to push it even more. So it's like it's a process. It's not that, okay, I will put like 2 saturators and then filter, right away. You're making a track, you're checking how it sounds, you do mixing here and there, so eventually it's like adds up. Then I have another layer of the bass for the bassline, and this one it's a drone. So I have that small thing synthesizer called Rumble of Ancient Times. I think it's by Soma Lab. It's a really cool 8-bit kind of drone synthesizer, and I've made a bunch of drones. It's on my Patreon if you're interested. And I use them from time to time as a source material for like granulating stuff or just for synthesis or here and there. And here I actually just use it as a sample, just as a layer for the bassline. I just saturated it a bit, not a bit, quite much. Then cut unnecessary frequencies and just added a bit of chorus. So it's not really like you almost cannot hear it in the mix, but it's present. Again, they're probably from Minilogue as well, but maybe not. Again, sorry for that noise. What else? let's check the vocal. The vocal is splice. And then we can find the sample there. So let's see the processing. So the original is this.
You do to me and say to me, I'm in love.
So yeah, I stretch it, pitch it up a little bit, and again, equalizer, compression. I quite like this compressor because you can like add a bit of harmonics as well here, and it's like you can see the curve. Yeah, just really handy, really easy to use for me. Then I have flex chorus to make it wide, and delay, cluster delay. So what I like about this plugin is you can add effects to the delay, to the feedback, and I really like wobble delay, so it's basically modulation of the pitch for the feedback. And it's really easy to use. It's really graphic, like you can see the different delays right here. So it's, yeah, really intuitive, easy to use, and with this wobble or like chorus effects, it sounds pretty nice. And after that, of course, Valhalla reverb. So again, huge space preset, and then just tweaked a tiny bit. And apart from main vocal, I have like a layer of basically like back vocal. Yeah, I think it just sounds more full with it. In terms of processing of the back vocal, of course, equalizer, chorus, really like this emulator of Juno chorus. It has that old school vibe to it, and then again, compression, quite big, quite like hard one, because I don't really want that peaks in the back vocal, and lots of reverb. Here also I have kind of delay, like a self-made delay basically. It's just, for me, it was a bit more easier to do than using another delay effect. So I just copied that part of the vocal and processed it differently with really heavy equalization, almost like a phone type of equalization. Somewhere really far. And again, chorus, delay, and reverb. here also, before the drop, I sent this vocal to the more longer delay. Because otherwise the drop would be a bit empty. So yeah, this is main elements. Let's now speak about small nuances and stuff. So here I added, it's like a sample just of the breath or something. Like when the singer needs a bit of like breath, you know, in between the phrases, usually like, and you can barely hear it. But I think it adds some, I don't know, vibe to it, like uncertainty or maybe some anxiety. Let's actually check what the sample was. So the original is this. But I only took part where there is only breath and like some imperfections. I really like those little details, you know. This one I use a lot. It's really popular effect. It's just it's kind of reverb that goes before the vocal. How I usually do it. So I sample the very first of the vocal. So I do it in Edison. So really small amount of the start of the vocal. Then I put a blur effect. It's like it blurs. Then what we need to do is just place it in our arrangement and, you know, fade in, fade out this. That's it. Really easy to do stuff, but really powerful. It was actually Serum. It's not Minilogue. Yeah, it's one of my presets. It's called Retro Home. Yeah, you can find it on my Patreon. We have this old school effects with birds. Again, it processed with Amigo, so it has really like crunchy high end. Just a tiny bit of like ghost vocals. Again, one of my drones with fade in and lots of reverb. pads. So I have a couple of additional pads. This is from Microphone Crew pad sample pack. This one from my Patreon. Again, nothing, yeah, just equalizer. And pitch correction. And then for the second drop, I have this, finally, this Myth that has been generating noise for quite some time. Here it is. So this is quite a cool synth by Dawesome. It has a free version which is called Zyklop, and I found that, to be honest, Zyklop is quite cool, and I don't need to actually use Myth for this type of synthesis, so I kind of stick with the Zyklop and haven't bought Myth. But yeah, Myth is cool. It's like really interesting, at least, synth. And I really like some of the affixes and modules here. They're really nice. So basically I have like a dupe techno chord here with a really big reverb. I think I've shared also this preset in my Patreon, but I will make sure to attach this one to Patreon post. So in terms of processing, equalizer, compression, more compression, and big reverb. That's it. After that, yeah, you can see here it was called Addiction, but later on I decided to name it Cravings. So when the tune is finished or nearly finished, I usually head to the studio, and we have a BiG SiX SSL mixer here. And I find it really helpful for mixing and basically finishing the songs and tracks. So because it has only 6 stereo channels, I kind of forced to like combine tracks and send them to up to 6 both channels. So then I just, send them through the mixer and like just balance things out and maybe do a little bit of EQ here and there. I really like that it's only 3-band equalizer, so you don't have too much of a choice. So it really forces you to listen to what you are doing to the mix. Yeah, and I really like how it's actually adding mid frequencies, a bit of warmth. So yeah, after that I just bounce the final pre-master, maybe a couple of versions of it, and yeah, it's done. It's basically done. still I am sometimes a bit of a perfectionist. So honestly, not being able to change tiny minor things straight away is actually a plus for me. And if I really messed things up, I will get back to the studio and redo the mixing basically and bounce another version. But if it's just something small and minor, I will leave it as it is. And it helps me to stop that endless urge to keep tweaking micro level details and not constantly trying to catch a perfect mix or anything like that, because I know that it doesn't exist. This is a big plus for me, and I try to stick to this routine, and it helps me to basically get things done. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you could leave a comment, that would help a lot, for the algorithms and stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will respond. And yeah, thank you very much. See you soon.